Hey guys, John here. Today we're in the Arturia DX7, and in today's video I wanted to make kind of a creepy sound, which I kind of always do, and with the DX7 it was actually a lot of fun. This one's called The Passing of Time. It's almost like there's kind of like a vocal in there or something. So yeah, let's go ahead and open this bad boy up, and then we have a fresh instance over here, which we're going to rebuild something like this here. So first things first, the algorithm, right? So we're going the third algorithm. So let's go ahead and change that here on our default one. And let's take a look at all these all these operators here. So basically the third one, right? So we're listening to the carriers 1 and 4, and then 2 and 3 are going to be affecting 1, and 5 and 6 are going to be affecting 4, which is we're really hearing the first operator and the fourth one. Okay, so the first one is going to be 1. It's going to be fine. We don't really need to touch this side. It's going to be the full volume, but we do need to change our envelope here. So what we can do for now is just kind of right-click these and turn these off, as well as our effects, and kind of just follow along that way. Okay, so this is our first operator that we have for this one. And we do have some unison, so we're going to go ahead and add that here. So down here at the bottom, let's go to Unison 2, and then let's see what our detune was on this guy. So quite a healthy 38%, so let's go ahead and add that. Bring this down a little bit here. So we're pretty close. We just have to make the envelope here. So really it's going to fade in till about 1 here. So we can bring this all the way to about 1, which is kind of actually farther out here. So we can extend this like that and double click here to kind of get a little bit bigger of an envelope view, and then kind of give it a nice little concave, something like that. And then we're sustaining a little bit down here past 2, and then release at 3.5. So the sustain at about 2, the release 3.5, something like that here. Double click to get our zoom back, and then maybe our sustain something kind of like that. And I think we have a little bit of concave. Yeah, it always kind of sounds a little bit better with some of that concave like that. Okay. Okay, so we're pretty close in this sense here. So next up, let's look at the next operator. Let's right click and add this here. So we're kind of getting this. So this next operator is going to be 1 and no detune, so that's going to be fine. We don't really have to touch that at all. But we do have to take a look at this envelope. So we move this a little bit to the right, we can kind of get a little bit better view like that. Maybe move this a little bit to the left like that. Okay. So for the second operator here, we're going to be at 0.5, so we can increase this here to 0.5 and give it this nice concave. I always think that sounds like this sound a little bit better with this type of curve here. And our sustain is a little bit past 1, so we can kind of bring our release over here, sustain a little past 1. And then what is our release going to be at? A little past 1.75, so a little bit further along like here. And maybe we could do a little concave. I just like to. I didn't do it on this one, but you know, whatever. And this volume here is going to be at 74, so we need to bring this up here to 74. And that's the cool part about FM, where we're kind of just like creating timbres out of thin air. It's kind of really sweet. Okay, so we have that so far. Now we need to see what 3 is doing. So we go over here to 3, and this is going to be down an octave, so we have to divide it, right? So 0.5. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So 3 is going to be going down, and then we're not doing any detune. So the volume here is going to be 78. So let's kind of see how that changes our sound here. Can I get those like lower overtones there? But we get that weird sound, and that's due to this weird envelope here. So on this first one, we're kind of just going up here to maybe a little bit past 0.50, so something like over here, maybe something like that, and then give a little bit of a bump right over here. And our sustain on this one is maybe almost before 1, something kind of like that. So maybe around here, and we're kind of bringing this down, giving a little bit of a release there. It doesn't have to be exact, but just kind of the shapes here. And just kind of really keep in mind how these different envelopes affect the timbre of the other ones, right? So how 3 is affecting 2, which then how 2 affects 1, and so on and so forth. Okay, let's take a look at this one here. Okay, so now let's go to the fourth one. Let's turn off the first one here so we don't hear anything, right? Because we're only listening to the first one. Now let's take a look at the fourth one here and kind of see what's happening. So let's turn this guy on, and it's going to be 1. Nothing too crazy, just a pretty much straight thing. Increase our envelope, so that's pretty simple. So if we go over here and then increase our envelope, let's turn off 1. We can right-click it down here, and then listen to this on full volume. Actually, it's not on full. This is on 62. Something like that. And this is a good process to do once you find a patch that you actually like inside the DX7 and kind of just go and recreate it one-to-one and kind of really see what's going on underneath the hood. You'll learn a lot that way. Okay, so then the fifth one, let's turn this guy on, and this is going to be 6 and 0.4. So let's go here and add 6, and then oh my goodness, this thing's so sensitive, 0.4, there we go. And the volume here is going to be 78. Kind of get that weird sound there. And what's this envelope doing here? So a little bit of attack and then a little bit of release, nothing too crazy. We're on the fourth one here. And then the last one, 6, is going to be on 2, and then we're not going to be doing any fine detuning here. Now this one's going to fade into about 0.5 here, so let's go over here, and then go into 0.5, and then kind of increase this here, 0.75, and then add just a little bit of release like that. And if we mix these all together, okay, so let's go see what we have here for effects. Let's turn off or turn everything back on here and see what's going on for the effects. So basically, we have a little EQ, which we can go like this to kind of see it a little bit better. Analog chorus into a delay, into a reverb. So let's go ahead and add that. So the first one is kind of just corrective EQ, right? So go to our EQ. And remember, this dry wet should be all the way to the top because we kind of don't really want to process things parallel in that sense. Then analog chorus, and this is going to be on the third one, which is kind of wild, right? So we have the types here, I mean. And then maybe not so much. Something like that here, and then a little bit of delay, and this is going to be on a quarter note synced and on ping pong. So let's go here to a delay and then sync quarter note and then a ping pong and kind of just dial in the feedback and the dry wet. And then some reverb to kind of, I guess, tie everything in together here, bring that on a dry wet, and the room size is huge. So I think I brought it down here to like, what, 65.1. And that's really fun too, as well as going to the different feedbacks and kind of just playing around with them and kind of seeing what different textures you can get with those. And we need to bring up the operator 6 here, which is going to be at 53. I may even add these here on macros here. So let's go to our mods and let's remove these from the mod wheel. Let's go ahead and, I mean, we could use this mod wheel here, but I like it at the top, whatever. The first mod wheel, and then we can go to the first operator and then go to the feedback. And then same thing for the fourth one, because we're using the third algorithm. So the fourth operator and then going to the feedback as well. And then kind of increasing these to what we like. And we can always bring up our mod wheel here at the top and then kind of find the max value, something that we'd like. I think I might want to do a longer release, actually. Same for operator 4. This thing can be pretty huge. But yeah, so that is the passing of time. If you'd like to get a free copy of this patch, there's a link in the video description below, and it can be yours. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you learned something, and we will see you in the next video.